Hello, it's Miss Hake, and we are doing literacy. Today we are focusing on the letter Y and the days of the week. Woohoo! So we need to make our info board for the letter Y, and we're almost finished. We are so close to finishing our alphabet series to make our letter either book that you're making or if you're putting them along the wall, amazing. So we talked about the uppercase and lowercase Y. You see how the uppercase Y starts at the upstairs of the house and goes to the basement, and the lowercase y stays in the downstairs and goes to the basement? Yeah, they're almost the same, except for one is much bigger than the other. So this is an example of a letter of the alphabet that almost looks the same, uppercase and lowercase. And Y is a sound that at the beginning and the middle makes the Y, but at the end, do you remember the sound it makes? E, you got it. So my first one, I'm going to write the word baby. And I'm going to circle the Y in there. Baby. Yeah. What else starts with a Y? Let's talk about, how about I just create the word yellow in yellow? Yeah. Yellow. Yeah. What about what we talked about with those beautiful toys that have the big string in the middle of two circles? Do you remember what that's called? I'll put the string there. It's a yo-yo. That's right. The yo-yo. And then here's someone's hand as they play with the yo-yo. Boing, boing, boing. What else? What else starts with Y? I'm going to write yo-yo. Yo. Yo. That's a fun word to write. And there's a little thing called a dash in the middle. Now, have you ever knit anything? What about a pile of yarn? I'm going to make mine all tangled up, but yarn. All right, see if you can get any more ideas or inspiration from the ABC Mouse video, and maybe have a little chat about what you're going to draw first, and so you can get some of your words printed out so you can follow along. Now we're going to go over our word family, Y words. We have some to add. So AM is the AM word family. Put a Y, a Y in front of am. What do you get? Yam. Yam. Hey, has anybody ever eaten a yam? Sometimes they're called sweet potatoes. Yeah. ELL is the L. L. Put a Y in front of L. Yo. Yell. Yell. Have you ever had to yell? AP word family is app. App. Put a Y in front of app. Yap. 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 ES. S. S. Put a Y in front of S. You get yes. 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 Nice work. ET word family. Et. 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 Put a Y in front of et. You get yet. Amazing. So you can take these, reproduce them, and put them on your word family wall, or just use them as flashcards because we know all those sounds. All right. We are going to watch a read aloud called, what's it called? Oh, I know. Cookie's Week. Now, Cookie is a cat, and he's had quite the week. Pay attention to what happens to him on each day of the week. And then you can put up, this says Wednesday, but I think the story starts on a Monday. You can draw a picture of what happened to Cookie on the Monday. And then you can put up, what's the day after Monday? Do you remember? What happened to Cookie on Tuesday? What happened to Cookie on Wednesday? What happened to Cookie on Thursday? What happened to Cookie on Friday? What happened to Cookie on Saturday. Yeah. And did anything happen to Cookie on Sunday? If you have a big class, you could maybe give a student a different day of the week to remember and draw, and you can put it up on a big board. If you are working one-on-one, then you might have to do this exercise over a couple of days. Draw a picture about what happened every day. And some other ideas to help get your little learner familiar with the days of the week. You can put out some centers with the days of the week. They could form Play-Doh on the days of the week. They could trace with pencil, trace with their finger. They can order the days of the week, so having these cut out and having them put in order. Or you can find some beautiful puzzles. So there's so much you can do with days of the week. These are just some really good suggestions and ideas. And I will see you soon. Have so much fun listening to what Cookie did during his week.